When I met you, there was peace on earth. I set out to get you with a fine-tooth comb. There was something going on. Uh, Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton, um, Islands in the Stream. So there's a problem with Hopenis being homeless outside on all the points and having no footwear outside. He's not wrong that way, the one I saw on YouTube, but he has headphones on with music to make the point that the music is alive. We know that, of course, because that's the first thing out. Let me tell the Who Penis in the Woods, who was laughing at himself and dancing to this song I just described, that I have this problem of music in the car. When I was first getting in the car that was parking at my house garage, and so mom figure and dad figure, maybe before I called them mom and dad, but they're the same people. They were driving and I was in the passenger seat, in the back seat. I can hear the music in the car, and I thought, I can't afford that. At my age, it would have been about, I guess, 3 years old. I can't afford the music in the car. So I have to state the order. Unfortunately, the music is going on because of somebody else, not yourself. If you're consuming that somebody else started the music and the threatening, that's true that you are homeless on that point as well. So who started the music? I'm going to go ahead and say, from your point of view, I have a mom figure and a dad figure. They started the music in the car because they moved both the cars. Who One car was first parking and there was not a second car. There was a space in the garage. And then when there were two cars parking in the garage, I was getting in both of the cars so either of the cars at once, both of the cars at any time in the threatening. The music was on. Well, okay, so definitely by the time the second car was parking, which would have been within the year 1981. I guess you could say, sorry, I don't want to be blaming my dad figure, Hans, and I don't know when he got the name Hans. That's what he's called, once he was named by Donna. He called Donna called Hans. That's how I heard their names. They were calling each other. And the the cars, that's me being in the back seat as about the size of a 3-year-old. And when I heard the music, I guess I would tell you when I realized the music was on and I couldn't afford it. Was the car, it's like backing out of the garage, and it has to turn a little to the left as it's backing up, and then it has to go close the garage door and go forward down the driveway, and it turns the wheel again to go down a slightly curved driveway. Um, so that would be, it was somewhere in the driveway there, and I can't afford the music in the car. And I've been waiting this long to die. It's true, I didn't afford it. I worked myself over the size of my height at the time I said that in God with myself to myself. I didn't say it out loud to anyone in the car. Hey, can you turn the music off? That won't help. They're not allowed to have music alive in the car, and it was alive that way. Yeah, so next threatening is you can't have music outside when you're homeless. He has keys on his clothes. He had a Nike shorts on and a t-shirt. Uh, and he was barefoot, was true. That's good, but he had music on, headphones, some kind of headphones. And you can't use the music when you're homeless, because you have to know from God the points that you're homeless. You can make a point with God, but God would be making the points with you as well. So the hoopiness with the music on, he's not really listening to God. Put him outside with no footwear, and he's going to have to worry about that. True, until he's not there anymore. You're illegal, you shun, and you're not due to chew up the keys. You have to be outside. And when you have music in your ears, you have music keys in your ears. And the artists are not on the radio for that reason. If they're a musician or if they're playing, singing, they are not on the radio because you are going to consume them. They're on the radio because they did not hold alive in the homeless condition that you are. They're below homeless. They don't hold formed homeless. So if you are outside homeless, that's you not being formed. But I am describing someone I saw on the internet, so it's true that he's not really formed to me. But that's the threatening of somebody being outside, and just describing it as I see it with myself. Baby, when I met you, there was peace on earth. I set out to get you with the fine tooth comb. There was something going on. Making love with each other. I am myself. I don't have making love really, because I am myself. So Dolly Parton's singing with Kenny Rogers, making love with each other. I suppose they're not due to be singing, and they're not making love with each other, so they're not singing, and they're not singing, so they're not making love with each other. They don't belong together. They're not due to sing this song, but it's so old, a very old song. That song was recorded a long, long time ago, and I don't afford the money. I know Dolly Parton since Mrs. Pogrant was driving me in a car because my parent figures, Hans and Donna, were out of town and I needed someone to make food for me. But it wasn't real clear at the time that you're having a gluttony problem because I have a lot of leverage that I need myself deceased in the leverage, and I just don't know how far you're gonna go with your needing to be close to myself physically until what? Because you don't have significant relationships with one another about why you're close to myself at all physically, like in my house, and you're out in public where I am. If I'm there on a schedule, you're there, or if I travel somewhere on an airplane, you go. And I don't know how to pay for the hostaging, that somebody didn't leave me in the U.S. Virgin Islands, that somebody didn't leave me in Mexico. I don't have that paid for. It's true that it's not your money. I can't pay for that. You don't afford me because it's my house. I know, say it with me. She doesn't have a home. It's myself. I am myself. There is none higher than he, deceased right here. And I'm none higher than me, deceased right here. That means I'm none higher than he when I'm up there. And it's not alive that way for you. So I have a house. You're not paying for it. That's not good, because I'm almost out of my house, and then you can't pay for it anymore that I would need to be in there. You're going to start paying for that. I don't have a house. That means I'm going to decease my house, and then you're going to be in superior founder with what karma you have strapped on your godhead bodies. because I alive you, you don't alive me, and that's established in Superior Founder the wrong way. That means you didn't have your illegal genitals, deceased to myself, and I don't alive your illegal genitals, I find them alive. That means you're formed by Jesus, I find your illegal genitals alive, and Jesus is not alive here. That means you're exploiting that Jesus is not alive. And you treat me worse than you ever did treat Jesus because he says no to something or another, and you think that's, I don't know, something you have in common. If you don't like the deceasement of God, and you don't have communion with deceasement of God, you are due to be homeless on that point. That's you need to go outside with yourself and give it a little time, and then you will have moved on to something significant to yourself. That's God having that with you. You have a creator of your genitals. You are not to dismiss by talking to somebody else who has genitals, and the creation of their genitals is separate. You're not to interfere with the creation of the order. Well, if you don't go homeless on that point, you're going to interfere with the public, and you don't afford the question. That's why it's public. And public does not all speak English. You don't have command.